Tonight, we honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect us. Closer to home, Euclid police officer Jacob Derbin died in the line of duty earlier this month. He also served in the military. Our Caitlin McCarthy sat down and spoke with his mother about her son's impact.
Dawn Derbin sits inside her son, Officer Jacob Derbin's truck, the one he drove every day to the Euclid Police Department. In the 23-year-old's visor, a picture of his hero, his grandfather, who was also a police officer.
That was his drive. He was making his papa proud. And he made us proud.
Derbin's mom says he was born to serve.
After graduating high school, he went into the military, came home. He's like, "Mom, I'm going to Kuwait." I'm like, "No, you're not." And sure enough, he did serve time in Kuwait, came back home, worked hard to get his a degree at Kent State, and then went to police academy.
He dreamed of growing up to be just like many of the men in his family.
We have blue in our blood of my brother is a police officer, his dad is a police officer, his other grandpa was a police officer, his other uncle is a police officer.
Derbin was also a big brother and someone who deeply loved his family. And this July, he was set to marry the love of his life.
During his senior year, state championship, met the girl of his dreams, who ended up, she was a cheerleader on the other team, and he was a starting football center on Cuyahoga Heights.
On May 11th, while Derbin and his fellow officers were responding to a call, he was killed in the line of duty. Memorials from the community, like this one here outside the police department, give his mother comfort as she grieves the loss of her son.
There will be good. There's always good. There's always Jacob. There's always Jacobs out there.
He gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect others. Derbin will always be remembered as a hero.
That's my only peace, is that he's safe in my dad's arms and his papa's arms. And now he's watching over all of us.
In Euclid, Caitlin McCarthy, 19 News.